Scoot over a little bit. Alright, that should be good right there. What's going on? And it's recording, so. Alright, guys, what's going on? I'm back again, and I'm going to be doing combo challenge this time, but I'm going to be talking about a bunch of different things while I do the combo challenge, so the main focus isn't going to be combo challenge, but I'll be able to demonstrate the things that I want to talk about in combo challenge, so that's why I'm doing it. We're going to just pick Helena just because I know there's some things that I can talk about with her that'll make things a little simpler. Just going to start it off. After doing command training and things like that, getting down all the button inputs and things like that, and you feel confident enough to start learning combos, the first thing you want to do is you want to start working on combo challenge for your particular character, and it'll give you nice little combos that you can work on. But the problem with combo challenge is it will show you the combo that you have to do on the left side, but it won't give you a demonstration like with command training. So you're pretty much going to have to do it and try to figure out if it works. And a lot of the times they won't tell you like little tricks and nifty things you need to do in order to finish them off. And also ignore my company in the background. I have some company today. Hi, baby girl. So we're going to start it off here. Simple combos. You don't really need anything extravagant. Probably not. You don't need like extravagant combos. Combos are usually just made to maximize on damage when you do something correctly. Like if you get a launch like this one, you can just do something mid-air, which would be considered a combo, just get the damage that you want, get much more damage, so that you can, you know, help bring yourself closer to victory. Something like that. I pressed punch one too many times. And then you'll see how it says like counter hit and stuff like that. You want to pay attention to those kind of things because those have an effect in the game too. If you try to do these things, and for this and specifically, if you try to do that and it's not a counter strike, most of the time you won't launch, or you won't get the height of the launch that you want to finish off the combo. So those kinds of things you got to pay attention to also. So we're gonna start it off and get the combo going right there. And one thing I want to talk about is stun levels. You can see when you hit somebody over, and when it's your side of the screen, like I was telling you guys about with the combo throws, it displays the thing that you need to let you know the status of the throw. It's also the same for the stun. If you hit your opponent under their name, it'll say critical stun right there. It'll let you know that you have stunned them, which makes it harder for them to do things. They have to usually hold out of these things. They won't usually be able to block out of it. But the more hits you can get in succession, the further the critical state will go, or the stun state will go, and it'll start blinking red and things like that to let you know that they're in deeper stuns. And you can usually get more launch and better combos with the more stun that you have. So it's usually better to try to go for more stun, but sometimes you don't always have that luxury, and you just have to go with what you get. But in this, they want me to do the forward kick, down kick, kick, like that, because the first kick is going to give me a stun, and then the down kick, kick is going to give me more launch, since it's a stun, which would have been like the same thing I was talking about with the other hit. On counter hit, it'll give me more stun, and I don't have to worry about getting things on counter hit to get more launch this way with deeper stuns. So we're going to go for it, just like that. Nothing crazy. This one right here. Now in this one, you gotta pay attention to things like this, because with Helena specifically, her Bokuho grab might end up changing the screens, or the side of the screen that you're on sometimes. Depends on how you stance you're in, where you're standing, things like that. Things can change if you're not careful, so try to pay attention to like which direction you're going for. So after the grab, they're wanting me to do her Bokuho forward punch, 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 which worked for some reason. I'll just do it simply. So you can see it like this, like that. That's how it's supposed to look. Usually when you're fighting somebody's back, it leaves them wide open, and if you can hit them on the back, you get a lot more damage you can capitalize on. I'll worry about talking about that kind of stuff later with like stuns, like limbo stuns and slip stuns and things like that you can work on. But just know that fighting with your back to your opponent is never good. Oh, poor baby. Her mama went to the bathroom. So with this one, we're going to do her quarter circle PK here, and it's going to drop us into limbo, and it's going to give us a nice stun. And in Bokuho, we'll be able to get our forward kick, and then we'll be able to combo off of it. So we're going to go for it. Oh, I missed. Oh, it doesn't want me to hold the last button, and I held it. That's why it's like silly in combo challenge. Like I was trying to say earlier, if sometimes they'll tell you to do things, and sometimes they won't. You really got to just like pay attention and play with it. Like in this particular instance, they want me to just do the combo. They don't want me to hold it like that. Even though you can normally hold it, which is just better that way. Yeah, I kind of mashed that out. Just had to make sure it came out. So this one is going to be the up kick, which drops me down into Bokuho. Just like that. And then they're going to have me do this right here to finish it off. So you're going to see it real fast. I fucked it up. It's fine. Just like that. So what I was talking about earlier, with the level of stun that you can get, like this, and you can see how it turns red, that's actually important, and I'll talk about it a little later. The whole reason I chose combo challenge is because you'll be able to see that those stuns come into play with critical bursts and things like that. So that's what I really wanted to talk about with that. Which is basically a free combo if you know what you're doing with it. But we're going to focus on it later. Right now we're just going to push through this. And you'll probably get to see some cool stuff. Oh, I missed. Oh, you can do that pretty close. That's cool. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's another one I was talking about. See, with this hit right here, you can't just throw out the PK or the HK. This one you might want to get a little bit closer because sometimes it's not going to work the way you want it to. So. Oh, there's no extra hit. I keep doing it too soon. You gotta be really precise with your timing. Just a smidge too soon. Look at that. That's what I need to do. Oh my goodness. I keep doing it too soon. I'm not learning my lesson, apparently. Got it. Right there. Okay, so this is what I wanted to talk about. Each character has a move called is called a critical burst. You'll be able to see it. It looks like there's a little wind that comes off of it, right? All of them have it. You know, you can see like normal moves, they just have like hits. If I back up, you'll be able to see like just anything doesn't really have any wind effect to it, but critical bursts, have a wind effect to them, and you can kind of see it trailing behind them. And the way that they work is they want you to get your opponent to this red state of critical, which I'm going to show you right there on the right side. And if you hit them with these critical burst moves, these wind effect moves, when they're in that red state, you get what's called a critical burst, which basically locks your opponent down. You get a free combo, and they can't do anything out of it because they have been bursted, they're stuck, they're stunned beyond the comeback. They can't even hold you or anything. You get something for free. So I'm gonna show you. Boom, critical burst. Right there, you can see it under her name. I'll do it one more time for you guys. Critical burst. So those are really good to use because if you use them and you actually land them, then you get great damage, but it can also be really bad because they're really noticeable. So if you go for it, you could probably get held a lot using them. So try to use different things like maybe a kick or something to get like a mix-up. You don't want to try to just go for the critical burst all the time. You might end up getting really messed up for it. That comes with later experience. Counter hit. Like again, pay attention to that. They want me to go into a deep stun so I can get the critical burst. You'll see it in a second. Critical burst. Just like that. And they're going to have me do the same thing. Just like that. A lot of damage from that critical burst. It's really worth it to go for it sometimes. It's really worth going for the critical burst sometimes. What do they want me to do? Oh, okay. So this one they want me to go into Bokuho Duck. They want me to do the grab. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. And I did like the down punch because, I don't know, I'm silly. Okay, here we go. Another thing, like when I was doing this move earlier and I did the max charge and it didn't want me to do it, now it's going to tell me to do the max charge. And it wants me to do trigger a ring of fire, which is basically the tiger on this specific stage. There's a tiger that'll hop out, you'll see it in a second. And it only works with wall splat moves, and I'll talk about those in a second too, later on. So we're going to go for a wall splat move, like that. Max charge, like that. That's how that would work. That's what you'd be looking for. Okay, so they want me to go for a Bokuho Duck, and they're going to have me do a PK. Kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I was too slow. Oh, canceled. Just like that. Up, punch, 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 down, kick. Oh, they wanted that. Okay, let's try it again. You're gonna see like really cool stuff if you go into combo challenge. A lot of them are gonna be challenging, but you will be able to get it off, or you'll be well rewarded if you can learn how to get it down. Now this is another thing I wanted to talk about. This is the power blows and power launchers. This only works when your health reaches the 50% mark. When it does that, it'll start glowing red, like mine is right now. And when you do these moves, you'll get this like explosive wind charge to them, and you'll get like a lot for them. It's a big damage, and usually you only want to do them after critical burst because your opponent cannot move after a critical burst, so you can get like a free hit with this, or with the critical burst. Like that. That's called the power blow. The power blow is the chargeable power one. The power launcher is just like it sounds. It's going to launch you into the air. Like that. But they only work at 50% health when your health is red. If you try to use them at any other time, you're not going to get the same effect. You're not going to get a big launch. You're not going to get a big combo or damage. So with this one in particular, a lot of people used to struggle with this one. This is also a reason I picked Helena. Because most people really struggled with this power launcher because they want you to do this kick right here, right? And what they don't teach you is that you have to do this at the right time. So people came together and they were like working on ways to try to find movements and different things that you can do to help you almost hit it almost every time. And what they found is if you do a backdash and then the forward, you'll most likely hit it. Like that. See? We do the backdash and then we do the forward HK, which doesn't mess with the combo challenge, so we can still complete it, but it makes it so much easier for us to hit. So you can work on things like that. When you're trying to learn power launchers, you can try and find moves in between to help you almost always get the hit that you want. Like some characters, you can do like a standing throw, and then afterwards you can start going and putting in work with it. And also another thing that I wanted to get to while I was doing combo challenge is they give you different combos for different people. Everybody has a different weight to them. Helena's usually like about normal weight. Alpha is the only featherweight character in the game, which means you can do more things to her. She stays in the air much longer. So you can do more things that you normally wouldn't be able to do. Like you normally would not be able to do stuff like that. Because they would hit the ground because they're heavier. Common sense. That's why when you go to Combo Challenge, they'll also teach you combos for featherweight characters, or the only featherweight character in the game, Alpha, so that you're not struggling to land combos with her. So make sure to practice those a lot too. And then at the end, they always have a tag one. And you can see that HPK button I was talking about in the last video is going to be the tag button to switch in. And then you're going to do a tag combo, and then it says quick tag. So basically after the hit, you want to press the tag button immediately after the hit, and then your character will switch in, and then you can continue your combo. That's why they call it a quick tag. And then there's the burst tag. If you can see, there's the quarter circle inputs. The quarter circle inputs do different things. Oops, I tried to do a quarter circle. Like that one's called a forced out in tag, but I'm not going to worry about all that. And then the other one's bursts, which helps you get critical bursts really easily. So we're going to start off with this, and then we're going to quick tag. 1, 2, quick burst. 1, 2. Done. And that's all of her juggles. We're going to actually jump back for the rest of the things I want to talk about. I don't have much more to talk about. I think I have like 4 more things to talk about, and then I'm going to be done with this video and I'll work on something else. We're going to go to free training for the next part, which free training is where you really, when you get good enough with the combo challenge and the command training, you're going to start going in here and you're going to start practicing. Because this is where you're going to really learn. This is where your real training is going to come in. And I am going to pick... Usually we go to dojo to practice, but there's... Do I really want to work on other things like that? No, I'm not going to worry about that stuff. I'll pick dojo for today. Another video, I'll worry about the rest of the stuff. Okay. So first off, you're going to see this move details box. I'm just going to remove it. I'll work on that in a different video. It's really important, but I'm not going to worry about it today. I'll bring it back up later for one thing I want to talk about. But before that, I'm not going to worry about it. Hi, baby. Hi. You're so goofy. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is defensive options. You're getting hit by your opponents and they're just throwing things out and you're like, I don't know what to do. I can't get away from this. First thing you want to do is to block. The blocking, for sure, is easily going to be the easiest way to defend yourself. Standing block will block mids and highs, but only low will block low, so you'll have to worry about watching for lows if you're blocking too much. But if you're just getting hit with and bombarded, and you just want to get out of your situation, you're going to want to start using sidesteps. Sidesteps are a really good way to get out of situations where you're getting hit by moves like these. You can sidestep past your enemy, and they have sidestep moves like sidestep punch and kick usually. I think everybody has one. And that will help you turn the tides and from the defensive to the offensive, and you'll be able to jump back into the fight. You won't have to worry about blocking and what do I do? Block a couple times, get a sidestep in, and try, you know, hitting out. Don't let yourself become a victim in this game, okay? And for another thing, the other thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about how to stop defensive options like sidestepping, okay? If you're on the offensive and you're putting in this work and you don't want them to get out of the situation they're in, you want to be able to keep this pressure on, and you're worried that they might start sidestepping and things like that, well, here's where this little box comes in. First of all, it's in the start menu. You can press start. Go right down here to where it says fight screen info, and it'll say move details right here in the middle. You want to turn that on to the side that you're standing on, whichever side you chose. I chose the left side. So I'm going to see this box right here, and you can tell it's your side because when you do something, the numbers and things will start popping up, and that's your side. Now, let's say you're worried about a sidestep. Sidesteps are meant to go past moves that have the no tracking option. As you can see it at the bottom, there's a type, it'll say a mid-punch, it's a strike, and it's not a tracking move. If you're worried about somebody sidestepping to get out of your offensive, you can start going to the move detail list and start practicing moves and try finding moves like these ones that say tracking. Tracking moves are meant to stop sidesteps. They basically are circular moves. They'll move in a circle to stop your opponent from going and sidestepping. That's why they call them tracking. And these moves are very important. See, like this one's a tracking move, and they'll even tell you if they jump or not. Like, see, this one says jump in, and if you like watch really closely, it says it evades lows. It means if somebody does a low and you do that, it'll jump over the low. So you can go in here and put on the move detail list, and you can start learning which moves are tracking, so you don't have to worry about sidesteps. Also, another thing that you can do, we're gonna turn this off again. We're going to go into the training, and I want the computer, I guess I can turn it on recording, record, replay. Okay, so options and back. Okay, so I want it to sidestep, and then I have to do options and forward. Yeah. So you can see the... Okay, I'm going to reset that. Alright, because I did it really bad. Okay, options and back. There we go. Okay. Look at... If I were to do a regular attack, the sidestep will go around it, right? But if I were to do, like, a tracking move, it doesn't matter where they sidestep to, they're not going to get past it. That's the point of tracking moves. It's so that your opponent can't sidestep out of your offensive, right? Now we're just going to turn it back to normal. Damn. Okay. So that's one thing to help your offensive game. Another thing is sidesteps are also very vulnerable to being thrown. So you can do just any kind of throw as long as it's you're standing, and you can stop them from doing standing move or a sidestep out of your offensive. You just got to pay attention to it. The next thing I want to worry about, because I get this question a lot, is why do things happen? Like, let's say somebody's throwing out an attack and one person tries to grab them, but all of a sudden they get hit out of it or something, or somebody does like a down move and they don't get their grabs. Well, this game works on like a triangle, like a rock, paper, scissors kind of deal. There's each thing will beat another thing. First off, there's the grabs, right? The grab stand is 1, hold stand is 1, and then striking, which is either punch or kick. They both are striking. They both count as 1 in this thing. Striking will beat out throws. If somebody tries to do a throw and you do a strike move, then you will beat it. Things that beat striking, obviously, are the holds. They're made to defeat striking if you can guess them right. And just as you probably thought, holds are very I can't even think. They're weak against throws. You can see it at the top where it says high counter throw. That means that you get more damage for punishing somebody, for capitalizing on the triangle system, the rock, paper, scissors system. Since they're holding and throws are meant to be stronger than a hold, you get more damage for high counter stuff. Put you back on. And that's pretty much it. Other things you can do to help keep your to up your game is you can worry about spacing. A lot of people will call it turtling or things like that, but if you can get the distance over somebody and you can get them to come to you more often than not, you'll probably catch them doing something that you can get damage for. And believe it or not, no matter how many people complain about it, it's a viable option. So if you want to work on spacing, try doing that. Make sure to practice the triangle system and understand how it works, because those things really do help. And the only other thing, I think, other than spacing and backing up and trying to use your moves that have distance to beat your opponent, is the offensive holds. So I have to change characters. Offensive holds are what we call a special case, I suppose. It's like adding another element to the rock, paper, scissors scheme. Because these throws are designed to beat strikes, but they're not designed to beat regular throws. They're called offensives. And they usually look like somebody reaching out to them. You can tell when something's an offensive because when you get a grab, it'll look like this. It'll be just a regular grab, or if it has a combo part to it, it has this blue action to it, right? But offensive ones will usually have a green to it. You'll see it usually when they're holding. High counter throw, it's blue because it's just standing grab, right? Offensive holds are green. Or offensive throws, not holds, sorry. Like that. Which means they're made to beat out punches and holds. They're a little special, and only certain characters have them. Let's say if this character was to get off the ground, I can I'll just put on react to. Reaction, strike, high, okay. We're gonna do this right here. They're gonna get up, they're gonna try to throw a move, and I'm gonna beat them for it with the offensive hold. Get up. Ah, timing is terrible. I missed it. Like that. See? They're made to beat strikes, but if you were to throw out just a regular throw, you would never win, right? But these ones are offensive throws are made to beat your opponent. Like that. You can see them. So if your opponent, or if your character has an offensive, you can work on it, and it'll also help your game. But other than that, I really don't have anything else that I want to talk about. Make sure to try and practice these things and try to up your game so you can take it to the next step, and I can see you guys in the next one. Get even better. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Take care, alright? Ooh.